Hey everybody, Sean here from Hometown Hype Custom Apparel in Franklin, Pennsylvania. So I recorded a video this morning and it was just supposed to be a video that was my process in the morning when I come in for the day and I am getting ready to start my DTF printer, like running my white circulation system, priming the dampers, all those steps that I go through each morning. The video that you're about to see does go through those steps. But we encountered some bad nozzle checks and it really ended up turning into something else. So it is a video that talks about my morning steps, but it also talks about bad nozzle checks, troubleshooting, different steps you can try. We end up flushing the printer, priming everything, bringing it back, and coming back to perfect nozzle checks in 10 minutes, okay? So the first 10 minutes of the video is that whole morning process, like the steps that I go through to prepare my printer for printing every morning. And then the second 10 minutes is me troubleshooting, flushing the printer, and showing you guys my nozzle checks, seeing that they're bad, flushing it, and coming back to perfect nozzle checks, and then printing. Okay, so there's a lot of information in this video, a lot of tips and tricks. I hope this helps someone out there. Without further ado, hey everybody, Sean here with Hometown Hype Custom Apparel in Franklin, Pennsylvania. So I wanted to just take a second and talk to you guys about like my starting process every morning before I start to print. There's several steps that I go through to ensure that I'm gonna get the best possible results. I'm just gonna walk through those with you guys now. So the first thing is, if you look around my room, right, I have what I call my Dexter murder room. This is a small enclosed space that allows me to quickly control the variables in here. In particular is temperature and humidity. Those are the two important ones. So the first thing I do is I check my conditions. So I'm 67 degrees with 45% humidity. Humidity's good. The temperature it'd be better around 70, okay? So what I usually do, it's winter right now, so the first thing I'll do is I'll turn my powder shaker on. And what this allows me to, it brings the temp up really fast in the room, okay? I also have down here, I have a space heater, right, that heats all the time to keep this temperature as high as it can. It just struggles because it's like 55 outside this room. So you go outside these plastic sheeting and it's like 55 degrees out there. It's cold in the basement. There's really no heat registers down here, okay? Once I check my conditions, you see how my humidifier going? This runs all the time. The second thing that I do is I turn the printer on, okay? You know how to turn your printer on. It's different for everybody. The next thing that I do is I run the white circulation system just one rotation, okay? So I turn this on, I let it do its rotation until it turns off, right? It runs for like a minute or something. And what I'm letting that do is it's getting all the ink that's in the lines, right? So the ink goes like this and it goes down through into the print heads and up and back around to this tube that feeds it back into the white ink. I just let it circulate once to kind of get some fresh ink in there, right? I will shake this up right before I do that. I forgot to tell you that. I will shake this manually. It has that stir, that agitator in there, but just shake it. That works better, honestly, than that agitator. It will stir it, but it doesn't get all the way down to the very bottom. So, okay. Once the white circulation system has done one rotation, the next thing I will do is before I run a cleaning cycle, okay, I still have not run any cleaning cycles, right? I've only turned the printer on, run the white circulation system, is I will prime each damper like this. So now I have fresh ink up here in my reservoir. That's not old ink that's been sitting all night. It's ink that's now been turned over, okay? But the ink that's in the dampers has still been sitting and separating all night. So I will prime the dampers, okay? The first one, I will pull 2 10 milliliters out of like this. And I'll only do this on the first one, okay? The others I will just pull 10 milliliters. But this first one I like to pull twice just to get the freshest ink in there possible, okay? So I'll do that. Okay, I pulled that one twice. This one I'm just gonna pull one. Two more to go. And it really helps. It really helps if you have a nice clean syringe. You can keep them clean by rinsing them after you use them, okay? If you leave white ink in there, they're gonna get crusted up really fast and they're not gonna pool well, okay? In particular, I'll show you in just 1 second once I put this back. In particular, what happens is it seems around these lips, if this black seal gets like real dirty and crusted up with white ink, it's not gonna work well. It's not gonna pool smoothly anymore. So, okay, now that I've pulled 10 milliliters out of each of the dampers, I know there's nice fresh ink in there. Now I'm gonna run one normal cleaning cycle, and I can actually just do that by hitting the cleaning button here. Typically, if you want a strong cleaning cycle, you would do that on the computer, but I don't need to do that. I like to run a normal cleaning cycle, and I'm not really trying to clean anything out of the print heads. All I'm doing is I'm trying to get rid of the capping solution. So there's capping solution in there right now. I just wanna flush the capping solution away. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to pull ink through the print head or anything. I'm just trying to get rid of the capping solution. And then I'm gonna get a status. We're gonna do a nozzle check and see what the status is, okay? I'll bring my paper up. Get it ready for the nozzle check. Just gonna wipe down right there. I'm gonna look on the bottom of the head, see what it looks like, see how much white ink there was in there. I'm gonna look at my capping station, see how wet it is, see how saturated it is with white, if it's still clear, things like that. I'm making all these observations. All these are important factors to let you know what's going on with your printer, right? There's so many variables that are happening: temperature, humidity, white ink, how much white ink mixed down to the bottom in the night, how clean your capping solution was the night before, right? These are all things that you should be considering when you're working with your DTF printer, because as we all know, DTF printers are finicky, especially after they've been sitting or you're gone for a weekend, right? These are all things to consider. I also like to look at my blade to see how much white ink there is on the blade, but we're almost done here. Okay, now we're gonna run a test and see what our nozzles look like. If there's problems, we'll deal with that then. If not, we'll start printing right away. All right, doesn't look good, guys. All right, well, no, it's not bad. Well, yes it is, okay. All right, so as you can see here, okay, I'm missing a little, I know it's so hard for you guys to see. I'm just gonna put this up. All right, I'm missing a little bit right here, and I'm missing almost all of right here, okay? So where is this? That is the furthest right, that's the furthest right damper right here, okay? How do I know that? Because I look at my CMYK dampers, okay? Sorry, I got this on a tripod. So it goes black, cyan, magenta, yellow, okay? Now, when I look at this nozzle check, okay, it goes cyan, black, magenta, yellow, and then in inverse order, okay? So I know if I'm looking at this, and this is the one that's missing, that the black comes right below it here. So this is going to be this damper right here, the very first damper on the left, that first one I pulled, okay? I am going to do one more test just to see if it was a fluke. I have a feeling it's not going to be. Yeah, same thing. Actually, it looks like my, no, okay. All right, so now, put this back. Oh. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, okay, is I'm gonna try to manually prime the damper real quick. So I'm gonna separate, just by pressing the arrow, I'm gonna separate the top from the bottom from the capping station, right? So the capping station just went down. I have all this white ink right here, okay? I'm gonna get my manual syringe, and I'm just gonna pull 10 milliliters of white ink out, okay? Put this down. It's good to keep it clean, okay? If you can keep it clean, that's ideal. Get you guys a better angle. All right, I'm just gonna quickly dissect this, okay? Don't be afraid of this part, guys. This is not that scary. If you keep things dry, you keep your ribbon cables dry, and you don't push too hard, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. All right, so now I got the top of my head exposed. I'm just gonna take my syringe. I'm gonna look on the bottom, I'm gonna stoop down, look on the bottom, and I'm pushing ink through. Okay, I can see it, it's pushing through, push about 2 milliliters. I'm just gonna do these other ones for good measure. Why not? I'm down here, it's all stripped away anyway. Just prime these up, just push a little white ink through. Okay, all right, got some white ink in there. I'm gonna reassemble this, okay? How long is this taking me? This all is taking me just a few seconds, right? It took me like, what, 2 minutes, a minute to do? Right? just running if you're just trying to do this running cleaning cycle, it's going to take you longer than doing that. All right. So I got that. There's a bunch of white ink in the capping station now, which I need to get rid of. And I need the blade to wipe the bottom of the print head because there's a ton of white ink on the bottom of it right now. So I'm going to hit enter. It's going to bring the capping station back up to the top, right? And I'm just going to hit again, normal cleaning. All right, now really all I'm trying to accomplish right now is number one, there's a bunch of white ink down in the capping station. I'm trying to remove that white ink, okay? The second thing I want to do is, like I said, I want the blade, you'll see it in a second. I want the blade to wipe the bottom of the print head, okay, which it just did, right? That's why it comes like this and goes across. It goes up a little bit so that the blade can wipe the bottom of the print head, which is what it just did. And as soon as it's done with this cleaning cycle, we're going to do another test and we're going to see what happened. Did it get worse? Did it get better, right? If it got better, are other parts worse, right? We're just going to make an observation. If there's still problems, now we're going to move to distilled water flushing. And if I have to do that today, I will walk you guys through that as well. I've made videos doing that in the past. I'll show you guys again how to do it. You know, I have no problem. I got to do it anyway. So all of this should not take you, this shouldn't be an hour-long project, right? You should move through these steps quickly, even faster than I'm doing it now because I'm talking about it. All right, test, clean cycle's done, test. Let's see what we look like. No, I'm still offline. It's weird because I have black ink over here. I'm still offline right here, okay? So I don't actually normally do this. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do a very small print. So I'm going to start the file I had for today and just see what happens here, okay? See if it happens to bring this back online. So here we go. I'm going to start printing. I'm going to observe, make sure the prints are thick enough, right? I want to make sure the prints are thick enough. I want to see what the white ink looks like when it comes out. Is it thin? Is it banding? Are there problems, right? So I'm going to let a little bit of this print, and then I'm going to run another nozzle check. Normally, if you have a damper offline like this, normally you get both sides of it, right? So you'll get this side and this side both offline, but it's not right now. It's weird. It's just this side, which isn't very common. We take a peek over here at my white ink, and I'm gonna bring you guys along, I guess. Why not? It's actually looking pretty good. It's looking pretty thick. I can see a little minor banding. Let me flip this up so you guys can see it a little better. There, you can see it in the reflection of the light. Very minor banding. Well, actually it's getting a little thinner as we move along now. Yeah, okay. I'm not happy with it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get myself set up. All right, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna cancel it. Ready? Cancel. What you guys don't see off camera is I'm canceling the print. I'm going to run another test. It's going to be hard to see. Oh yeah, I'm getting worse results. Okay, so I'm getting worse results, which means that we're quickly going to move to flushing. We're not going to run a ton of cleaning cycles, right? We're not going to run a bazillion cleaning cycles, hope it fixes it. It's not going to fix it, okay? So I'm going to get the print head over to here, all right? And we're going to do this thing together, okay? Some days are like this. This is DTF printing, all right? This is how it works. It's not plug and play. I'm going to bring you guys over here. All right, we got that there. This here. Now I just need my distilled water. Oh, I need my cup. Guys, I'll bring you back. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to get rid of this white ink for now, and I am going to rinse this cup out because I need to use it, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, friends, we're back. I just rinsed a few things, and I came back, okay? Now I have my cup that's now clean. I'm going to make sure there's no junk in it. And I have distilled water. It is preferable if this is a little warm. If you can get this to like 80 degrees, that's awesome. All right, I'm just going to get a little distilled water in here. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Pouring distilled water. I'm gonna get my tools. I have one that goes on top of a manifold and one that pulls out of a damper. That's all I need, okay? I'm gonna get a reservoir like this underneath the print head to catch the drippings, all right? Get my distilled water right there. My hands are a little wet, and wipe my hands off real quick. All right, I'm gonna, once again, pull this all apart. I'm just gonna flush everything. And I'll explain to you guys as I go what I do, because I do have like a standard that I use, okay? Everything's off. So the first thing that I do, and I've shown this on other videos too, okay, is I suck up on the manifolds. So I'm gonna suck upwards on the manifolds just to get all that, anything gunky that might be in there, up and out, okay? There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. I wipe the tip off. I'm going in with distilled water. So I'm just going to pump it a little bit. So I'm just going to add like 3 milliliters on each of the manifolds, okay, for the first step. Okay, and all I want to do right now is I just want to add a little water to it, and then I'm going to pull back up again another time, okay? I'm just going to get rid of this. All right, now I'm going to do again, pull up. And that way, if there's any like chunky in there, I'm just getting it up and out. All right, now this next time, I'm gonna do a full 10 milliliters per manifold. All right, more distilled water. I'm going fast because we got things to do. It's a business, right? Okay, now I'm just gonna push softly at first, okay, until I see it's dripping water, not ink. And I'm gonna give it like just a little pump, just pump, not too hard. You only want to do this with a 10 milliliter syringe, okay? You don't want to do this with a big fat one because it's really easy to get too much pressure with those. All right, there we go. Now I'm on to number 2. I push lightly until I see that all the white ink stops coming out and it's starting to become more clear. I'm gonna give it a few pumps, okay? And like I said, I'm just using like one finger to push. You don't have to push hard. All right? Be confident, but don't ram it in because you're getting frustrated, all right? All right, it's starting to come out clear. I'm pushing softly. Now I'm gonna give it a few pumps. And you should just kind of push until you get like a stream, like a shower on the bottom, okay? No harder. You can damage the seals. So there's seals in between these, and if you push too hard, you can break the seals, and then it's over. Then you have to replace your print head. Okay, you just basically want to flush the channels out. That's all you really want to do. All right. Okay, now all I'm gonna do, same thing I did before, I'm gonna pull upwards on each of the manifolds. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna flush another 10 milliliters out per manifold. And then we're going to manually prime the print head. All right, now 10 milliliters per manifold again, without pulling up at the end, okay? I'm not going to pull up another time. And I'm looking on the bottom and I'm observing. Do I see somewhere that looks like it's having problems, that's clogged? I'm observing, do I have to push harder on one manifold versus the other? Right? So I identify the far left one as my problem. When I push on that one, is it any different? When I look on the bottom, is something else happening there, right? These are all things that I'm observing. Oh, I need just a little tiny bit more distilled water. So I'm just gonna grab that. I don't want any air bubbles in this. That's not good when I do that, so. All right. Second to last one here, guys. And if you can see over here on my thing, it's already up to 70 degrees, okay? So we're getting to a better temperature. It quickly rises in here. All right, last one. And like I said, this last one, I'm not gonna pull up like I did every other time, okay? I wanna keep liquids inside the head without creating air gaps, okay? By pulling up, I create air gaps inside the print head, okay? Now I get this thing, right? I'm gonna prime each damper once, 10 milliliters from each, just to make sure I don't have a damper priming problem, okay? There's one. I gotta dump this out. Just dump the water out, give it a second, dump it again. One. Two. Three. Four. Okay. Now I did each one of these. I primed the 10 milliliters. Now I'm gonna bring back my manifold pusher. Okay. I'm gonna fill like I did the very first time. Okay. Just fill this up with a bit of 10 milliliters of ink. I'm gonna prime the print head. Okay. I'll move these to the side just for one more second. And same thing. I'm gonna bend down, observe on the bottom. Okay. You don't push as hard with the ink. Push a lot less hard. Okay, go in here. Move on to this one. You know, the white ink is much more viscous than the water is. I'm feeling a little extra resistance on this one. That's not good. All right, which may have to do with our problems. I'm gonna add a little bit more ink just for good measure. I'm sure it's fully primed, but why not just do this so I don't have to rip it all apart again. Last one. All right. Now, if you don't want to mess, okay, get one of these and just very gingerly wipe the bottom of your print head. Otherwise, right here on the lip, it's going to get very messy. Okay. So just very gingerly wipe this off so it's not dripping. Okay. Oh, put my heater back on. Which, if you don't have one of these, that's what that is. It's a damper heater to make them a little warm. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, I'll bring you over here to this side. Before I bring it back, okay, I am going to add. Oh, come on. I'm struggling to get my tripod in position. All right, I'm just going to give this a quick little wipe. And I'm gonna wipe here too so I can observe what happens next on the blade. I'm just gonna add a little bit of capping solution and a little cleaning solution just to wet the bottom of it when it comes back. All right, so I'm just gonna hit enter to bring the print head back. Here it comes, and look, if you look over there, you can see how it dripped. That's why I was trying to wipe to kind of prevent that. Well, that's why I tried to wipe on the print head. I'm just gonna run one normal cleaning cycle while I clean this up. Over here. This will dry really fast, and it's a pain to get off. I mean, it doesn't cause any problems. But... All right, now it's just kind of emptying the capping stations, flushing all the solution out. All right, we're almost there. We're gonna run another test. So, I mean, my camera says it's been 10 minutes. So that was a 10-minute process. A lot of people will do like 2-3 hour soaks when they're at this step. They're having these problems. I mean, it's been soaking all night in the capping solution. I just don't know or understand what soaks do. I've never had good results from them. Or very rarely, I don't want to say never, but rarely do they produce, oh yeah, now I soaked it for 3 hours, now all my nozzles are open. It's never really been my experience. So, all right, here we go. We're gonna run a test. Let's see what we got. And look at that. We got perfect nozzle checks, okay? Yeah, they're perfect. 100%. So good. I know it's really faint. It's hard for you guys to see, but here I'll just push the paper up so you can see. See that? See it? It's all online. 100%. We're ready to print, okay? Guys, this is the power of manual flushing and priming. You just have to don't be afraid to do this. Everyone's terrified to do this, okay? Stop being afraid to do this. Don't push too hard. Don't get your ribbon cables wet. It will be fine. Put your little pieces of paper towel, just like this, on the ends of your ribbon cables, so that if something drips down there, this paper towel will catch it, and then I'll just pitch that and put another one there. It's a paper towel. It's 1/100th of a paper towel, right? Don't be afraid to do this. Get yourself printing in 10 minutes. Don't do 3-hour soaks. You're gonna waste 3 hours of your day. You're a business. You have no time to wait 3 hours to do printing, right? 10 minutes, get yourself back online, start printing. I gotta get to it. I hope this helps someone. I hope this inspires someone to stop soaking for 3 hours and start flushing, okay? Have a great day. I hope your nozzle checks look good and you don't have to go through this. Say hi.
Hi.
Goodbye.